So, thank you so much for everybody who has watched the videos and tuned in to the Mitochondrial Wealth Takeover that we started on my Instagram channel at The Relationship Oracle. And you can also go to my YouTube channel at The Relationship Oracle and also find out information about it there. So basically, what I'm doing is this for the next 10 days, well, 10 days when it started, but from now until June 6th of 2026, every day I'm sharing something about the mitochondria and the mitochondrial wealth, because this is a campaign that is all about returning the value to human life itself. Because when we look at society, we see that so much of how we've been trained and conditioned to live is taught based off of extractive systems, and systems needing your energy, like parasites, quite frankly, needing your energy in order to survive without any consideration for the host, right? Without any consideration for the life that is being used to sustain such systems. And one of the things that I have come to realize myself over the last 13 years as a practicing attorney is the way that all of these systems are put together is through spelling. I mean, it's that simple, but yet that complicated at the same time. And so check out my book. I actually just posted, finally, I got from y'all. If y'all have been following this journey for any time, you know that I planned on getting this book out public December 31st of 2025. Right. I'll get into that's a whole maybe that's the next book. But but for now, it is finally available. The full-length book is available on the website at www.thetishahillman.com. You can go ahead, you can download it now. And the paper copies, the printer has assured me that the paper copies will be here within the next 10 days. So, so I look forward to getting that. And as soon as I get those, I will sign the ones that I have and send those out. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Go to the website, stay tuned, because when I start my book tour, I'm going to post those dates on the website at www.thetishahillman.com. Go to the About the Author page and check out that information. And while you're there, take a look at the other things that are available. But now back to the mitochondrial wealth takeover. So when we talk about returning the human consciousness back to, or I shouldn't even say the human consciousness, what I should say that is more appropriate is the human body, right? The human body and the body, the energy that it takes to sustain a body. Every day you get up, you do things, right? You do things to sustain your life force, your energy, your breath, right? The input, the exhale, right? All of those things are a part of your energetic signature, your energetic frequency. And as within, so without, right? And so we have been taught to believe that your energy is not just for you. Your energy is also for her and her and her and her and him and them and and whoever else decides that they want access to your energy, right? And so, and they should have it, even if that means you have nothing. And that is delusional. And that's delusional. That's delusional, okay? And also, it's a sign, quite frankly, of mental parasites. So, and I'll do more posts about mental parasites, but y'all check that out. Mental parasites are very, very real. They seek to govern your mental, if you can believe that, right? There are literally entities that want to govern your mental, right? So, part of recovering the mitochondrial wealth is recovering the knowing of what is actually yours and what does not belong to you, and giving back truly what belongs where it belongs. You understand? And so one of the things that came to me today, as I was just kind of sitting in the sun and sitting in nature, doing what, y'all see, this is my element, y'all. So in any event, the 8-8 portal. So for all of my astrology and astronomy and science folks out there, not traditional science, but y'all know what I'm talking about. August 8th, every year, people who follow astrology get very, very excited about August 8th. It's the 8-8 portal. That is the day where, you know what? I will allow someone else who that is their lane to speak on that. What I'm going to tell you is what I got from it. Okay. So when I look at 8-8, right? First of all, I was born in August, so, right. But 8-8, right? So the 8 itself is, I look at it like, right? Right. As above, so below. Right. And if you put it on its side, it forms an infinity symbol. And if you make it into a heart, you make it into a heart, right? But it's a Mobius strip. It's all of it is the infinite. And so every year about the month of August, there is so much that is hyped up in the media, that is hyped up and everything like that, in order to get people into a certain vibration, so that in August, when the solar codes, literally the solar codes from the sun, when the solar codes that literally transmit to your DNA frequency, if you carry a certain DNA frequency, it speaks to your cells and gives you a cellular upgrade. When I say, please understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying. Cellular network. It gives you and transforms you on a cellular level if you so allow it. Now, again, and I want to be clear on this, because this isn't just, like a free-for-all. That's not what this is, right? Everyone is affected, obviously, by the sun, the moon, the stars, all by the cosmic forces. Okay, don't eat off the ground, poops. Oreo, y'all see, he be eating off the ground. Okay, no. You're gonna have to go in the house if you're gonna be trying to eat off the ground, buddy. Mama told you not to eat off the ground. Because child, he be eating all kinds of stuff that'd be like, what is that? But anyway, so what happens every year is that it's the time where the sun is highest in the sky, right? During that time. And so all of these solar codes are transmitted. And listen, please, y'all in the if you know more specific, more detail, please let me know. Let's talk about this for real. And so anyway, you feel this magnetic energy. I mean, if you do, right? And so you feel electrified on a cellular level, right? And so what happens is, around that time, the powers that were, these beings, they know this. And so they create all of these different dramas to play out in order to allow that energy to build up in the collective, and then to bring it to a point of fullness, and then to drain that energy at some point. Do you get what I'm saying? And to allow that, it's sort of like, think about it like at the bottom of the pyramid, right? You allow so much to be accumulated on the bottom of the pyramid, and then it gets to a point where it just channels up. You understand? And it goes up, as opposed to a naturally resourced economy, an ecosystem, right? Where all of the things are properly fueled, properly fed. Because one of the roles of the mitochondrial DNA on a DNA level is it takes the energy, and I made a video about this the other day, so go check that out. I posted that video, I think on the 28th or 20, I guess it was the 28th. But the energy that your body receives, the mitochondria is like Congress for the body, right? How Congress has the power of the purse, right? The mitochondria is the purse, right? It is the bag. You understand? Because what it does is all of the energy, all of the fuel, all of the resources, it takes those resources and disperses them to the other parts of the body, giving them the energy they need to do what they do for the entire being. So when the mitochondria gets worn out and gets damaged from things like oxidative stress, you hear me? You should look that up. When your mitochondria gets damaged, what happens is it reduces your ability to be able to heal, right? Because you know how like you get a cut, your body naturally heals itself, right? But when the mitochondria takes damage, it can't really do that because it doesn't really have what it needs. It's not healthy. Your system isn't healthy enough in order to make sure that every part of your body has what it needs in order to regenerate the way that it naturally is supposed to, right? And that is what chronic stress, living in survival, living under extractive systems, having people always trying to take from you, never giving to you, depleting your energy. And you get what I'm saying? That is what that looks like. It reduces you to on a cellular level and then on a nervous system level. Do you understand? So it depletes and drains and drains and drains and drains the energy like a tick. And if y'all have been following me, you know that, like, what was it, about 2 months ago? I found a tick on Oreo. Oreo's my dog, if y'all, because y'all don't see him. But he had a tick on his head. And y'all, the you know what? I'm not gonna go into the story about the tick. It's on my YouTube channel. But needless to say, that when a tick gets full, it falls off. You understand? And so when you're looking at what appears externally to look like a colony collapse, right? If we're talking about like a colony of bees, and I write about this in my book, if you're looking at a colony collapse external to you, then know what it is that you're looking at and recognize it when you see it. And so for the next, 3 months, I guess 2-3 months, between now and August 8th, actually August 12th, because August 8th is pivotal because, y'all, it's so much. But I'm gonna slow down. Because I'm working on that. Shout out to my fire signs. Shout out to all my fire signs who are out here learning how to regulate your own energy and how to regulate your own fire. You deserve it all. You deserve it all. So anyway, and thank you to thank you to the other signs as well, to the air for helping us to have direction. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the water signs for saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, and then for the earth and the grounding of it all. So shout out to all of y'all. Thank you so much for all you do. You know what I'm saying? For all you do. August 8th, right? So the amazing thing this year about 8/8 is because we are in 2026 according to the Gregorian calendar. 8/8/26 reduces to 8810, right? And if you reduce all of that down, you get to a single digit. Well, because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6, right, is 10, right? But if you're looking at it from the month, the date, and then the year, and you combine all of those together, you get another 26, which reduces to an 8. So that makes it a very potent and powerful day, almost like its own palindrome. Do you get what I'm saying? But in a very, you get what I'm saying. That alone is very powerful. So at that time, the sun will be in the sign of Leo, and the moon will be in Gemini. So we're literally talking about mirrored perspectives, mirrored realities that are happening simultaneously. And so it's going to culminate at or around August 12th, when the sun and the moon, actually it's a new moon, because the sun and the moon will both be in the sign of Leo, and that is a day of an eclipse, right? A new moon, an eclipse, I'm not sure if it's lunar or solar, somebody let me know. But what I know is the sun and the moon will both be new in Leo. You understand? And yeah, this time is a time that has been prophesied about. You understand? This is literally a change of the gods that is happening. That's what's happening. That is what I am seeing from everything that I'm seeing. Because we've asked for this. Right? We asked for it, and here it is, right? It's a change of the gods. And so, as we go through that time period, these realities are going to continue to reflect more and more and more, and be more and more polarizing, to make it crystal clear what you are choosing. Crystal clear. Crystal clear. Because what I am seeing is this. Again, we're talking about, and as I'm saying this, we're in Gemini season, right? So we're still talking about these mirrored polarities. And what we're looking at is external power and internal power, right? And those things, as people are waking up and taking back their power, the true governing forces, hence the mitochondrial wealth takeover, the true governing forces behind all of reality is being made known. Okay? And so in all of that, people are getting the opportunity to see more clearly. So in essence, if you like the path that you are on and you want to continue to go that route, do that, right? If you want to change, if you don't like where you are and you want to change, do that. Because what is happening is people, you're getting locked in to whatever it is you locked into, right? Whatever you into is what you into, right? And so that's really what I'm seeing. And this is another reason why you're going to keep seeing these things about disclosure of aliens and and on all of these things. You're going to see more and more things that are going to happen the more people's DNA starts to awaken, the more those cells start to awaken. And this is why the whole 23andMe thing just came out, right? And that's why that just came out, because this is a time that has been prophesied about. But we're at the point that it's already done. It's already done. And it's funny because I was reading I was reading through my book today before I uploaded the final copy online. And it was something that I read that I wrote, because I wrote this. Understand, this has been like in this writing. And when you get the copy, you'll see what I mean, because I'm telling about the things that I was experiencing at that time, which was 2024, 2025. So when we get to 2026 and the book, no. Chill. Come on, let's go. No, you got to go inside now. Go inside. Child Oreo Boss is escaping to the woods trying to chase a cat. So anyway, live, y'all. Anyway, even though this video is being pre-recorded and not actually live, I'm live, you know, but y'all get this, y'all. It's gonna already have been recorded. Anyway, so yes, Oreo. Maybe he'll make a guest appearance on the camera. Let me see if y'all can see him. This is Oreo, his big old self. He big old self. Who he big old self? So yeah, So that's what all of this stuff is about, because again, this is a time that has been prophesied about. That's what I was saying. And so in the book I was writing, and it was a letter I wrote. I don't know if this was a letter I wrote to the governor or to the IRS. I don't know who it was, but either way, it's in my book. Where, oh no, this was actually the press release in 2025. I issued a press release and I emailed it to different news stations. Now, I think I sent it to news and radio stations, quite frankly. Either way, it's in my book. So the press release that I sent, let me say something. No one responded. Not a single phone call, not an email. No one responded. No one responded. Either way, when you read it, you can let me know what you think. But in any event, I wrote in that press release how, these things were all happening, and it's already like the end result has already happened. It's just that people don't know it, that end result has already happened already. Because again, in the book and in all of the things that I'm talking about, it's that these systems, the way that they've operated, it's been unsustainable, right? It's always been unsustainable. It's just now that it's reached its culmination, that now other people are realizing what's been happening, and people have a choice to make about what it is that they want for their lives, what it is, what it is that they want for themselves, right? Where before people felt like they didn't have a choice, in their own lives and in their own realities, right? And so that is what is happening, is people are remembering these truths. And so if you are on this journey, again, like I said, it's multi-layered, y'all, multi-layered. So I know that not everyone's going to follow what it is that I'm, not everybody even knows what I'm even talking about, but you will, right? But for now, go to my Instagram at The Relationship Oracle, and just, follow, see what we're talking about for the next 10 days about the mitochondrial DNA. If you don't want to do that, just study up on the mitochondrial DNA, because it is the energy bank. It is the bank. It is the bank. The wealth has always been, get this ball here, child. The wealth has always been inside of you. And that is what you were never supposed to know. And so that's what we're talking about. The mitochondrial wealth takeover. Secondarily, go pick up my book, the Chapter 13 plan, Spiritual Recovery, Reclamation, and Reorganization of my divine birthright and yours from a morally bankrupt system. That's going to be available in PDF version, as well as hard copy and paperback. Also, I wrote a 41-page mini book that's also available on my website about the original currency, the mitochondria. And actually the subtitle is Mitochondria, Energy, and the Economics of Human Life. That's available on my website for download at, I was about to say two things at once, at ThishaHillman.com. That's TISHAHILLMAN.com. And listen, y'all, lock in. Where do you see yourself? Listen, if you knew, shall he be throwing his ball? Okay, all right, there you go. If you knew, and truly, that you were limitless, what would you do? What would you do? Like, if you knew that you were limitless, what would you do? Lock in.